Hello everyone, my name is Alexis Marin and I'm a registered drama therapist, a life coach, and a speaker. Have you ever had an experience where somebody that you love, somebody that you're in relationship with, friendship, family member, partner, has come up to you and said, gosh, you've been quiet lately, what's going on with you? Or, man, you've been waking up super grumpy, what is up? Now, even though that is that person's very failed attempt to communicate with you and to try to figure out what's going on with you, the reason that's a failed attempt is because when somebody comes at us with a diagnosis, naming the way we've been behaving as quiet or grumpy, it makes us feel very defensive. And it doesn't necessarily allow us to open up and talk about maybe what is actually going on. And so we end up saying, God, well, I've not been grumpy. I've just been quiet. I have a lot on my mind. And then that takes us even further away from the conversation that we need to be having, which is to open up and maybe talk to your friends or talk to your partner, talk to your family about something important that's going on that's making you behave a bit differently than you normally do. So the better way to communicate with your friend or your partner or your family member is to simply notice and name the behavior that you're seeing. Hi friend, I noticed I haven't received a text message from you in 5 days, and that's really out of character for you. What's going on, right? That is a very different sentence, and you've been quiet, what's up? Now, some friendships, you can just name the thing, but if you're actually trying to figure out what's going on with that person, it opens up space for them to say, oh, gosh, I realize I haven't talked to you in a couple of days. We're okay. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm just super busy, and here's what's going on. Another thing that you can say as the friend is, hey, I noticed I haven't heard from you in a week. That's unusual for us, and I miss you. I'd like to hear what's going on. Very different than the attack of you've been quiet or you've been grumpy, right? That just opens up that space to talk. Now, also, like when you name a behavior like you've been grumpy, that certainly makes us feel defensive. And maybe that person is acting grumpy to you, but maybe to them, they're just being quiet because they're thinking about something that's important to them, right? So this is called noticing versus imagining. Noticing is literally noticing and naming the behavior. And then we have to be careful as to what we are imagining about somebody else because of the behavior that we're noticing. So if I said, I noticed that I haven't heard from you in 5 days, I imagine that's because you're mad at me. My imagining says more about me than it does about that other person, because maybe that is not the case at all, but that's my own concern, that's my own weakness shining through, and I'm assuming because I haven't heard from somebody that they're mad at me, when in actuality there could be a million other things going on for that person, most likely has nothing to do with me. Yeah. You might be the type of person that says, oh, I haven't heard from that person for a while. I imagine that things are going great for them. And that's great. You can assume the best for that person. Maybe you have the type of friendship or relationship where you only hear from somebody when stuff is going on. And when it's not, you just have to assume the best. So this is a very important tactic, especially when you are inside of a partnership and you're trying to facilitate a conversation about potentially a change in behavior that's making you feel uncomfortable. Do not step on the landmine of naming and diagnosing and blaming what the other person is doing by saying the thing, by calling them grumpy, angry, mean, whatever it is. That may be able to come out in the conversation a bit later, but the best inroad to start that conversation is to say and notice the behavior. Okay, so noticing versus imagining. This is a quick little tool that you can use pretty much in every conversation to open up the door without any type of judgment, without any type of critique for the other person. And that will help you get a lot closer to that person a lot faster and probably get to the root of what's going on. And maybe you'll even find out in the conversation that nothing's going on, just life is happening. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for listening to my sound advice. I hope that was helpful for you today. If you'd like more information from me, you can always visit my website, which is www.alexismarin.com. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Take care, and bye-bye.